Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. I said, man, listen, man, real talk, because it got to have limits. I said, you know, I'm going to look out for you, though, man, but you can't be in here messing up and just think I'm just going to keep throwing you, though. I said, man, make use with that junk, man. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, you right. Yeah, you right, man, you right. So, all right, you know what I mean? So I went on about my business. He went on about his business. You know what I mean? I can't babysit him. I put him in the game. Now he got to do what he got to do. Now, if he mess up, he gonna go back to the rate of that one spoon every time that pack come through, man. Cause I feel like that's all he worth, y'all. I don't know him. He's related to the joint. True indeed. But is it worth more than the spoon to give somebody that's the cousin of the person that's bringing your pack? I don't owe him anything. So if he mess up them other junks like I gave him, he's gonna go back to that one spoon, man. And I already had in my mind, that's what I was gonna do. And I didn't care how he felt about it, man. Because you know what? This is my operation, man. You need to holler at your cousin. You need to tell her to look out for you. When the money I send her, she need to look out and send it back to him. That's what she need to do, man. If I can get out of this maniac triangle, man. So that's how I was carrying. I already had in my mind. So I went on and did me. And like I said, he was doing him, man. Me and Tom started getting to the money. Like we always do, man. Like this play ran for a little second. I ain't gonna lie, like we doing good. Everything is nice and smooth. Y'all see how it broke down. We popping up on the weekday with it. Nobody's figuring out how this is going down. I want to say I was the first person on Sussex 2 that was running this play. You know what I mean? I don't think nobody ever ran this play before I ran this play, man. The non-contact game. Now, it hasn't been toe off, so that's why I talk about it. You know what I mean? But it was a sweet play, man. It was a beautiful play. I didn't have to do anything. But at the same time, though, man, like, I'm really watching how he gonna carry it, though. So even though I let him do him, I won't say nothing, man. Like, I really watched how he was gonna carry it, man. So I lost track of him through the whole day. I ain't see what Fred had going on. I definitely ain't see no money being made or no commissary being like brought to his cell. I ain't see none of that. And we got the la-la on the weekday. I ain't see none of that, y'all. I saw this man at the poker table, man. That's why I saw him at, man. I finally went to Tom's cell. Tom's cell was over there like by cell 18, 19. It was one of them jumps. I can't remember, but it's by the steps, by that last table where they be playing poker at. And when I went round the way I went round, because I wasn't even paying no mind. But I went round the stairs this way, and I went to Tom's cell, and then when I was waiting for Tom to come out, I turned around, and that's when I got to go look at the poker table, and I seen Fred. Fred was like, he was looking super serious at the poker table. I'm like, so I walked over there, but I stood across from him. I didn't want to get behind him. Pause. I stood across from him like this. I'm like, just watching the poker game. He was like, he looked up and saw me. He was like, nephew, what's up, nephew? I was like, ain't nothing, man, chilling. He was like, yeah, man, ain't doing nothing but playing some cards. Yeah, playing a little cards. Dealer was like, how many you want? He was like, I knock. That's my word. That junk went around. Everybody went and got their cards. The last draw, everybody knocked. He was like, man, I knew I should have got a card, man. I knew I should have got a card, man. Man, they was like, well, turn out. He was like, man, I ain't got nothing, man. He threw his hand in the deck. Everybody else was like, man, I got this, I got that. Man, this man was bluffing and got caught, y'all, so boom. I'm like, not only is he a psycho, he's a bad poker player. I'm like, hold on, man. So I stood around a little bit more. Long story short, he got drugged. He got drugged to the point where he was talking and whispering to the house man. And he was like, hey, man, look, man. I guess he was saying, I'm going to give you some la-la. So he lost a lot of la-la. But I didn't say nothing then either, man. So it's like Friday now. You know what I mean? I didn't say this to him. Like, do what you want to do. You know what I mean? So it's Friday. I'm chilling, standing in the cell. He pull up. I'm like, yo. He like, man, I need to holler at you right quick, Weezy, man. It's important, man. It's important, man. He was like, yo, sell in there. I was like, yeah. He was like, hey, look, man, tell him I need to holler at you, man. It's important, man. I was like, man. I hit one of these, yo. I was like, I said, man, bro, look, get the door open, bro. And let me holler at this psycho right quick, man. He was like, man, dude, on your neck, Weezy. I was like, man, no, man. It's worse, man, worse, man. Dude, super worse, bro. He was like, man, that's crazy. I said, man, look. We ain't talking that long, bro, so don't go far, because I don't want him to think that he can be all comfortable. You know what I mean? I said, when the lady get ready to close the door, that's when you come back in. So he was like, all right. So my roommate got the door open. When he come in, my roommate step out. So he walked in. He was like, man, look, Weezy, man, I appreciate you looking out, man, with the 3 spoons, man. And that was love, man. You know what I mean? I even called my cousin Mama, man. I even called my cousin Mama and told her, man, look, tell cousin, man, good look, man. Her people's in here looking out for me, man. Like, I appreciate it, man. Like, I'm sitting there like, I want the joint like this. La, 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 la. Man, hurry up and get to the point, man. This is what I'm saying in my mind. Because he just, yeah, you know, I know it's something he about to ask for. But he's one of them dudes that's taking forever. He like, yeah, because, you know, man, because, yeah, you looking out, man. Like, I appreciate it. I even did it. I said all that to say, man, look, man, look, I'm trying to get something else, man. Like, I'm trying to handle this. I'm trying to do this. Put me in the game, coach. I'm like, bro, I put you in the game. What you mean, bro? I made you a starter. Bro, I gave you 3 spoons, bro. I ain't even getting none of my homeboys that for real, man. But I'm trying to keep everything happy. Like, I got to keep my play straight. God knows what he can do to damage this play. Like, I'm not thinking that far. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying he can really damage it. Like, yo, you better not. Like, it ain't nothing he really can do. I'm just playing fair on the strength, man, because I feel like I had to. You know what I mean? I can dub him, but I'm making sure everybody's happy, man. That used to be my job in there. I used to probably try too hard to keep everybody happy, man, but this is what I was doing. So I'm like, put you in the game. When he said that, I felt like it was a smack in the face. I said, bro, listen, I done put you in the game, man. I don't know what else you want, man. I said, man, I don't have nothing right now, bro. He said, man, I said, man, look, I don't have nothing right now. You know what I mean? He was like, man, what I'm saying, like, why you trying to act like? I said, man, I'm trying to act like what? What you mean, bro? He was like, you trying to? I said, bro, listen, bro. You can get out my cell, bro. What you mean, bro? I ain't carrying you, bro. I looked out for you. I was like, anybody else in here looked out for you the way I did? He was like, man. So when everybody, the whole pod here is arguing. The whole pod like, oh, they arguing up there. That's Weezy. That's wrong. Next thing you know, Tom comes to the door. Hey, bro, y'all loud, bro. Y'all loud, man. My roommate was like, man, y'all loud. I was like, bro, look, bro, I don't mean no harm, bro. Like, bro, if it's like that, bro, you ain't gotta say nothing to me no more, bro. You need to talk to your cousin, bro. That's what you need to do. He was like, man, that's when he tightened up. He was like, man, look, man. I'm simply saying, man. Look, you got loud, that's why I got loud. But all I'm saying is, man, look, I'm trying to get some money, man. How can I get some money, man? How can I get some money, man? Like, tell me, man. I was like, tell you? I said, man, shh. I said, yo, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. To be honest with you, man. I said, I don't know what you want me to tell you. But, like, you got to be able to get your own money, man. He said, how, Weezy, man? Help me, Weezy. Help me, man. I'm tired of being poor. Come on, man. He was a serious D. He got serious. He said, man, come on, Weezy. Help me, man. I'm tired of being poor. Man, come on, Weezy. I'm just looking at him, man. Like, I'm giving him the pitiful face, yo. I'm like, man, look, man. All right, man. I said, look, this is what we gonna do, man. I said, this is my last time, bro. I said, man, look, I don't have time for this, Fred. I said, I want you to know right now that I'm not scared of you. Like, let's get that out the way. I'm not scared of you, man. I'm just telling you that, man. He's like, no, I don't want you to be scared of me, nephew. I said, man, look, I'm not scared of you, man. So I'm doing this on the strength that you mess with old girl cousin, bro. I said, this is the last joint I got for you. And I knew this joint I was about to bring to him, I don't think he was going to be able to put it together. But if he do put it together, then so what? You know what I mean? I'm not mad. At the end of the day, I got the play. I got the route. It's not going to hurt me. So I said, look, bro, this is what I'm going to do. I said, look, can you get some la-la? You got somebody you could call that get some la-la? He was like, man, I might can call my little cousin. Yeah, then, you know, like the mama will be mad if I send the joint you talking to on that mission. I said, nah, you can't anybody but her. I said, she'll go pick it up. You know what I mean? I know that's your cousin. I said, but look, I'm handling that car right there. You know what I mean? I said, she'll go pick it up. I said, but she can't, you know what I mean, run no missions like that. I said, I don't even make her do that. I said, she meet my peoples and that's that. You know what I mean? He was like, man. I mean, I might, you can put me on 3-way. I said, yeah, I can put you on a 3-way, man. I said, man, you think you better handle it? He was like, yeah. I said, because look though, this the thing. I said, man, this got to work good for you, man. I said, because if it don't, then bro, I can't hold your hand in here, man. I said, I got a spoon for you every time I strike. I said, now if you cool with that, then you know what I mean? I said, all that other extra come back a couple days, doing all this, bro. I said, I can't look out like that no more, bro. I already told you, looking out has limits, my guy. He was like, all right, I respect that. I respect that. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I said, because you got to freaking Wednesday to put this play together. I said, because you got to Thursday to put this play together. I said, because if you don't put your play together by Thursday, then I'm going to go ahead and put the play together. I said, because I can't get my play and your play. I said, I'm going to let you get a play. I'm being honest with y'all. I was praying and hoping on his downfall on this. And I know that sound messed up, man, but like, this guy's too worrisome, man. And I knew he wasn't going to complete the mission. And for real, if he do complete this mission, he going to turn into a whole nother psycho, y'all. So boom. He going to be thinking it's his car now and he can do this and he can do that. And I'm just saying to myself, like, I don't know, man. So I said, look, man, we're going to try to put this together then. That's what we're going to do. He was like, all right, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So next thing you know, I put him on a jack. So I put him on the jack. He called his peoples. You know what I mean? People's answer. Give it to him. Talking. Tom, I'm over that joint telling Tom to play. I'm like, yo, look, yeah. I told him, man, look, he got to get his own work. You know what I mean? Tom was like, for real, man? Tom was like, man, that joint crazy. He was like, I ain't never asked you about the work. Because me and you just be gapping the jam. I ain't, you know what I mean? I was like, I know, me and you just gap. That's what we doing, bro. We just, you know what I mean? I was like, but I'm doing this with him. I said, if he get it, I said, man, I ain't mad. I was like, but I don't think he gonna be able to get nothing, my opinion. I said, I think his family gonna leave him high and dry, bro. So boom. Tom was like, man, dudes like him, though, they might get lucky. I'm telling you. I was like, man, look, I don't got no striker, man. Tom was like, bet a spoon. I said, man, I bet you he don't strike. Tom was like, I got a spoon, he might. I said, bro, he ain't gonna strike. That's a bet. Me and Tom bet a spoon. We maniacs. There's words, so he on the jack. You know what I mean? Talking. So he hang up. He was like, hey, look, man, he say, man, he gonna have it for me Thursday. Weezy, is that too late, man? Thursday night, man. He said he gonna have it for me Thursday night. I said, what did he say he gonna have, man? He said, man, he gonna throw me a O, man. You know you're old school. He said he gonna throw me a whole O. He gonna throw me a whole O. I said, oh, he got an O for you, huh? He was like, yeah, he got a whole O for me. Yeah, he got a whole O. I ain't heard that in a minute. Yeah, I got some O's for sale. Yeah, he was like, that's word for him. He was like, yeah, he got a whole O for me. I'm like, well, all right. I'm like, well, look, though, you know, you got to pay him and pay this and pay that. That's how we do. So he was like, so what I be left with? I said, you still left with a decent amount. I said, man, stop being greedy, man. I said, you a pig, man. I said, no problem there. He was like, no, I'm just trying to make sure. I said, man, look, you got to Thursday on that joint, though. I said, because Thursday night, that's really stretching. I said, because all of Friday, I got to put my play together if you don't get yours. You know what I mean? I said, because something got to come through this joint, man. He was like, and I said, don't forget, you got to look out for me. He was like, I said, yeah, a lot of deductions. That's how I go down, man. He was like, all right. I said, now, I'm going to tell you one more time. I said, if your peoples do not show up on Thursday and have that pack, I said, I'm going to get my pack in, and you just going to have to deal with that, man. Because it ain't no more, I'm trying to fix it, I'm just letting you know. He was like, all right, I can live with that. So, all right, you know what I mean? So, week went by fast. Next thing you know, it's Thursday evening. I said, yo, bro, see if your peoples make sure they going to handle the joint, you know what I mean? He got on the phone early with his people. This was as soon as we came out. His people's answered, yeah, I'm going to be ready. You know what I mean? Thursday night come. We come out for the last wreck. I go hop on the phone, call his cousin. I said, yo. I said, if bro people's holler at you, man. She already knew what was going on. When I told her I was doing that for her cousin, she was like, yo, like, that dude ain't gonna look out for him. She was already saying it. She was like, that dude a damn liar. He's not gonna look out for him. I'm like, man, he better. Because this is his only option. Because I was like, I can't keep looking out for him like that. I said, your cousin, worrisome as fuck. I don't know what the fuck he doing, man. I said, that nigga giving me fucking Calvin off paying the full vibes, man. You know what I mean? I said, you know how that story ended. She was like, nah, he ain't like. I said, man, listen, he's a psycho. You know what I mean? I said, you not in here with this maniac. I said, you ain't been around this maniac since you was a toddler. I said, this nigga done growing to be a full lunatic mixed with a psycho. She was like, that's crazy. So me and her talking about the shit. So she was like, that's crazy. But when I asked her, did she talk to bro people? She was like, no, he ain't called me back. I said, look, we gonna get this nigga one more chance. I said, I'm gonna call this nigga over here. I said, look, do a 3-way for this nigga, man. She was like, all right, let me say hi to him anyway. So I called him to the phone. Hey, Fred. He was like, he was super happy when I called. I said, yo, Fred. He was like, I said, come here, man. He was like, all right. That's how he walked over there with a smile. He was like, What's up? We good? I said, nah, bro. She ain't, nobody called her. He was like, that's her right there. I was like, yeah. He was like, give me the phone. I said, look, she about to give you a 3-way. If you don't get in contact with him, bro, I gotta put my shit together. I told you that, right? He was like, man, I heard you the first time, man. I was like, all right, I was letting you know. So he get the phone. He was like, hey, cuzzo, yeah, hey, look, that nigga ain't hit you back yet. Man, that motherfucker, man. Hey, call that nigga for me, man. That's how long you be waiting when nobody answer your 3-way. You be like this. You know ain't nobody gonna answer. That junk took too long. You like, oh, he ain't answer. You left a message on his voicemail. Just back with the voicemail game. You left a message on his voicemail. Yeah. Call him one more time then. The nigga posture went down like a motherfucker. He was like, call him one more time then. Shit was another long wait. He was like, all right, baby girl. All right. He was like, all right, cuzzo. Man, when that nigga called back, man. Tell him, man, I need that by at least the morning, man. I was like, yo, bro. He was like, man, please. I was like, I mean, if he called back, he was like, man, at least, man. Man, tell him he right down the street from you, man. God damn. All right, cuzzo. Yeah, but the phone, she was like, I was telling him, man, that nigga don't want him fuck. That motherfucker's a liar that he dealing with. I was telling him that shit, but he don't want to listen to me. That's on him. I said, man, look, we got to put my play together now. I was like, look, I'm going to get my call at you tomorrow, man. She was like, all right, that's what's up. I said, just be ready. She was like, all right, bet. So we hung up, y'all. So boom. So when I got off the phone, man, I looked at Fred. Fred was looking super sick. Fred was looking super sick, man. I promise you, man. So went and told Tom, like, yo, we just going to have to do us because that play ain't go through. Tom was like, I said, just have my spoon. Make sure you have my spoon. We strike. He was like, yeah, I got you, man. I thought he was going to strike, man. I was like, man, that man can't put nothing together, man. I said, that man luck is like the fat dude on Bronx Tale, man. Put him in the fucking bathroom, man. Put his ass in the bathroom, man. That's how his luck is, man. Nigga bad luck as a bitch. So I'm laughing about this shit, you know what I mean? So I'm joking. I looked up, I just seen Fred, like, look in my direction, like, I'm looking at that nigga. I was like, that's when I just heard like the music when Calvin, like I just started thinking about Paid in Full when Calvin got down, was robbing Mitch, and that nigga got down. He was about to take Mitch out, and that nigga turned the music up. I was like, start looking at that nigga. I was like, man, this shit like some Paid in Full shit, y'all. So boom. I was like, man, I gave him a chance. Y'all can't say I didn't give him an opportunity to be able to make a couple dollars, man. He just didn't, you know, what you want me to do? Y'all want me to catch, clean, cook the food, and serve it? Man, I can't do all those things, man. You got to do some of your own stuff, man. You got to bring something to the table. That's what you got to do, man. You got to bring something to the table. You just can't be a dude that just want lookouts. It's not going to work, man. So I think he was sour about that. So when the weekend came, he didn't get his. Long story short, this dude never called back. His homeboy spun him. You know what I mean? So when the weekend came, it went how it's supposed to went, man. And we got the joint when we supposed to got it, man. And I ended up popping out with the pack on Monday. Now, he didn't really talk to me like he usually do through the whole weekend because I already know he felt some type of way. But he couldn't blame me for not having success on his end. Like, I was looking like, what you mad at me for? I gave you a shot. You had all week to put together the play. Man, the man looked like he was angry at me, man. I promise you, man, the man looked like he was angry at me, man. And like, for real, I don't even be on no BS like this, y'all. Like, I promise y'all, I don't be on no BS like that. And y'all already know in a lot of my stories, man, I don't even be fighting like that. Like, I'm not even a dude. Like, I fight when I have to. I get into it when I have to. I'm the unconfrontational type of guy. But it can get that way, you know what I mean? Because there ain't nothing weak about me. I'm just smart. I have to be smart about a lot of situations if I want to be able to last and doing what I'm doing. So, like, I promise you I didn't want to happen what happened, man. But, like, dude just crazy, man. Dude, wild, man. So, like, when we got the joint, this time, I tried to throw him off just in case he was going to be nosy, and I had told bro to tell his roommate, which was the yard man that was bringing us to work, to give it to my homeboy Tom. You know what I mean? Now, me and Tom was going to be together, but, you know, this time he dumping it off on Tom. Get the joint, we go to eat and stuff. We go in the chow hall. So the whole time we in the chow hall, I look up, I see the dude Fred watching me. You know what I mean? So me and Tom at the table dolo, because we came in kind of last, it's me and Tom. And I looked up, the dude Fred coming to the table. He's like, He pointed like, can I sit down? I'm looking at him like, what's up? He like, hey, look. Hey, man, you got to look out for me, man. That's my cousin, man. Yeah, look, if you don't look out for me, man, look, I'm going to tell her mama stop letting her do that shit. Now, just make sure you look out for me, because you were praying on my downfall anyway, Weezy. You ain't. I said, bro, I wasn't praying on your downfall, nigga. I don't want to brought you the opportunity, stupid. He was like, what? I said, nigga, you heard the fuck I said, nigga? Fuck wrong with you, man? I said, man, I'm not doing shit, nigga. What you think, you extorting me now, nigga? I said, I don't got nothing for you, nigga. Tell your mama, your auntie, your cousin, your friends, goddamn it. Tell any goddamn body you want. I don't give a fuck. He was like, I said, man, I don't give a fuck who you tell, bro. I said, you sound like a little bitch right now, too. Matter of fact, Tom was like, yo, man, get the fuck away from the table, man. Talk about you gonna tell somebody, nigga, what the fuck wrong with you? He was like, nah, nigga, you gonna look out. I said, bro, listen, get the fuck away from this table. He was like, man, I said, man, all right, man, you know what I mean? I was like, look, bro, I ain't got nothing else to say to you, man. I'm mad as a motherfucker. I was like, man, I ain't got nothing else to say to you, man. I don't have nothing else to say to your ass, man. He was like, man, fuck this shit. I was like, man, all right. You know what I mean? So, letting us out for the rest, so they end up letting us out. So we dip out. You know what I mean? Mary and bro get out the child hall. So we get up a little bit more. Tom seen his roommate. I was like, yo, Tom, get this to your roommate. Tom was like, yeah, I don't know who the fuck this nigga think he is. I said, man, look, this nigga, man. I said, man, I'm about to punch this nigga in his shit, bro. I said, man, this nigga, who the fuck he think he talking to, man? He was like, man, fuck that nigga. I said, man, look, get that shit to your roommate. So as we walking, Tom went and handed the pat to his roommate. You know what I mean? His roommate dip upstairs. We already let him know if we go to the hole, bro, do this, do that. You know what I mean? Fuck it, man. Like, we didn't want to fuck our shit up. But like, this nigga's a fucking maniac right here, man. I promise you, man. We go stand under the stair joints. We under the stair joints. You know what I mean? We like soon as you come in the building, you walk into the salad port, you walk into the area where the hallway is, you walk into the area where the staircase is at, you walk up one and you go up another one. That's where we at. We right there in the middle. So we just waiting on this nigga. We like, man, fuck this nigga, man. This nigga got the game fucked up. Who the fuck this nigga think he is? Man, I promise you, man, this nigga came walking up the steps finally. He started coming up the steps. When he came up the steps, he seen me. He was like, yeah, nigga, I know your homeboy got the pack. As soon as he said that shit, Tom hit his ass. Boom! Tom rocked off his ass. When Tom rocked him, he was like, he tried to rush Tom. I caught him. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? We was on his ass. Like, fuck wrong with you, nigga? Niggas was coming up the steps like, oh shit, we was on that nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? Fuck out, jumping on that nigga. Fuck, we was stomping his fucking brains out on that bitch. That's where that nigga was like, oh, man, fuck that shit. Tom was on him. Boom, 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 boom. Tom just started going crazy on him. I grabbed Tom. I was like, man, fuck that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga. I grabbed Tom. We got down, go up steps. We get up steps in the pod. Niggas was like, man, Weezy, y'all wildin', man. Tom go to this cell, I go to my cell. This is my word. So the nigga's still downstairs, I guess. Nigga was still downstairs, I guess, man. So I don't know what the fuck happened. That nigga came back. He came upstairs. That nigga came upstairs, man. But that nigga eye was fucked up. Man, nigga eye was fucked up, man. This is my word. That nigga eye was fucked up. So he come back upstairs. He go to his cell. You know what I mean? He go to his cell. He walk to his cell. Everybody see his eye bleeding. His eye fucked up. He go to his cell. Man, that's my word. They come in that junk and count it. Man, they come in that bitch and count it, man. When they got to that nigga's cell, the lady seen that nigga. She said, what the hell happened to you? All right, don't worry. You ain't got to tell me. She finished counting. As soon as she finished counting, you hear, police coming in that bitch. Went straight upstairs to that nigga cell, opened his door up. What the hell happened to you? Who the hell you was fighting? He was like, I ain't hear him say shit. Y'all know his cell ain't far from mine. He ain't say shit. He was like, he ain't say shit. I guess he was in there like this. They was like, oh, so you ain't gonna say nothing. Next thing you know, lieutenant coming in that bitch. Lieutenant walk in. Man, look at his eye. He was like, what the hell happened to your eye, man? He was like, man, I fell off the bed, man. He was like, you ain't fall off no goddamn bed, man. Come on, man. Get your shit, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. He was like, where I'm going? He was like, you going to segregation. God damn it, you can't be out here like that. Come on. And you don't want to tell us what happened? Come on. He's like, man, all right, man. He got up and they took that nigga ass out, y'all. That's my word. They took that nigga out. I ain't even gonna lie. When they took that nigga, I thought he was gonna tell it. I thought he was gonna tell the whole fucking operation, man. But he didn't, man. The nigga didn't tell the whole operation, man. He didn't tell the whole operation. He was a different type of worse motherfucker, man. Like, he took his shit all the way to the end. He didn't tell the operation. He took the ass whooping, and he didn't tell the operation, man. I promise you, man, that man was in the fucking hole. That man was in the hole. Somehow he got positioned to have one of those windows downstairs right when we be coming back, when we passed 3 building. He was right there in the window. I seen that nigga, man. That nigga was like, hey, Weezy. Hey, look, man, goddamn, man, I kept it 100, man. Do something for me back here, man. I'm like, God damn. I was like, this nigga here, you can't duck this nigga for shit. I said, this nigga like Dog the Bounty Hunter in Hawaii, y'all. So boom. I'm like, God damn. I said, man, you know what, man? I said, man, look, man. I said, man, you forced us to do that shit, man. I said, man, you being too aggressive, man. You wild. He was like, man, look, man, he neither here or there, man. That's neither here. Just look out for me. I'm like, I said, man, I'm gonna holler at you, man. You know what I mean? That's my word, man. I hollered at the dude that worked back there. And I sent him a spoon. I sent him a spoon, y'all, man. That's where that man was happy for that spoon in the hole. I walked by. That man eyes was red. He was looking lit. He was like, man, we appreciate you. I was like, man, look, when you get out, man, I'll do something for you. You know what I mean? Do something for you, man. I promise, that's my word. Everything was going smooth. Shh. A little bit after that, I go to the whole game, y'all. And they put me right up top from that maniac, man. That man could talk to me in the vent, man. Shh. But that's how the looking out was over with, man, because that play was over with. That play was done. That play ended up getting hot. Somebody else tried it. That Rudy and somebody else tried it. That niggas told her about the play and fucked the play up. Next thing you know, I went to the whole all type of shit. But that's how the shit ended. The shit ended like that, man, because I wasn't gonna get old girl to bring the pack into the visiting room and I get the jank. No, that joke was a wrap. But it was a rap that I had to look out for that psycho, man. But he never told, though, y'all. But that nigga was a nigga that thought we owed that nigga, man. I promise you, man. He thought looking out was the fucking everything that he's supposed to have in the world that we supposed to be giving him, man. Hell no. He was a whole lunatic, y'all. But that was a crazy situation. That's the end of the damn story, though, y'all. Man, I appreciate y'all for watching another one, man. Y'all already know the count, man. Stay y'all ass out the way. Period, man. But y'all already know what to do with this video, man. Like, share, and subscribe to this one, y'all. Turn this one up for me, y'all. Let's get this. Let's go. But y'all already know what it is, man. I need y'all to be safe out there, man. And stay y'all ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart just to open your eyes up.